Nothing says, nothing says summer like folding clothes late at night on the couch. Isn't it interesting? Like, there's so many memories you have or you make or that you have from your own childhood. Like when I was little, I remember the summer, like coming into the house and the smell of wet bathing suits and like making a ham and mustard and Dorito sandwich and like settling in to watch the Flintstones. Or when I was in high school, I would sit by the pool and then I'd come in to watch As the World Turns. I went through a summer where I liked As the World Turns. Just funny how you randomly think of these things. But ever since I can remember that I became a mother, I have sat on this couch and done laundry. And I just got here today, so how could I do 3 loads of laundry? It's a mystery. Summer is beginning for the Wood family. This was little Thomas's shirt. Can you hit the noise canceling button? Oh, hang on. You know what else I can do? I can also turn off the dryer, which is very loud. Little Thomas was a camper at Camp Seagull. When he was a little fella. And I was so glad we kept some of these. Oh, they're real dark. I didn't know how much light that lamp gave. I'm real glad that we kept all these t-shirts. But anyway, so little Thomas went from camper at Seagull to counselor this summer. Did you watch soap operas with your mom? No, my mom didn't watch soap operas. But we had this lady that looked after me when I was little. My mom was working, and her name was Clavon. And Clavon watched the stories and fixed me lunch and put ice in my milk, which I didn't like, but I drank it anyway, I guess. Yes, we got home last night. We were on a trip, which was super fun, and woke up this morning and unpacked and repacked and headed to the beach so we could get to Amos, which is funny because if he's gone from me, he's anxious about when I'm coming back. And so even when he knows when I'm coming back, that actually somehow makes him more anxious. So anyway, that's that. But he was real happy I was here. He has been up in my bed, tucked into my sheets and blankets, and as happy as a clam watching different stuff. And then he comes down here and says, Mommy, I missed you. What's under your arm? I have not been watching the trial. I need to, Kate. And so he and I just got back not 5 minutes ago from Dairy Queen because he wanted ice cream. And Blair and Russell were already asleep. And so he and I just hopped in the car and went to get some ice cream. Your friend Karen from Virginia. Oh, that's nice. What is this outfit here? It's some sort of jumper. Happy solstice. Is that a thing? Well, so I was really tired earlier today with this time change. Like, I was tired earlier, and then I perked up. I made dinner for the children. Well, actually what that means is I picked up dinner for the children. And I went and visited with my neighbors for a long time. And then I went and visited with some other neighbors because we're at a condo. So we have lots of neighbors, which is really fun. And so anyway, I've just been kind of catching up with everybody since I got back. Love the chocolate dip cone. That's what we just had, a chocolate dip cone. You need a funny chat with Kate and I soon. Oh, I bet we can do it. like your top. What's this? It's a cover up. It's a teensy bit tight. Just went on a cruise and went from like, basically I had like breakfast for after breakfast. I had dessert after breakfast. Because that's what happens when you go on a cruise. You become like a real dessert fanatic. Oh yeah, we got cats down here. How did I miss you in Italy? Alas, was I in Italy? Well, I was in Italy, maybe for a second. I don't even know where I was. Russell is not doing tennis camp at Moorhead's Park and Rec. He would probably like to. Russell wants to take golf lessons, which is sort of exciting because I'm always looking for things to buy people for their birthdays. I'm like, oh, golf clubs. You know, that's not like a new phone. Summer has begun. Florence. Yes, we were in Florence. Florence might have been the best place we went. We got to see David, Michelangelo's David, which is 17 feet tall. And Michelangelo wasn't raised by his own parents, which I thought was so interesting. I think his mother died and he was raised by a concrete mason, which, hello. But most people, when they carve marble, which I would like to see somebody carve marble, they do go around in a circle, right? Because they're trying to make sure they have everything. Well, what he did was he went front to back because he always said he was pulling the image out. He could totally see it and would pull it out. It was so interesting. A souvenir video. What did I get as a souvenir? Souvenirs. Well, that's not a bad idea. Well, if I can round them up, I don't know where all the mess is. You can find great golf clubs at garage sales. Oh, that's a good idea. I mainly ate. I ate a lot of pizza and Coke. And why is the ice over there so gigantic? It's like they took a coffee cup and froze the water in it. Is it true that genitalia gets chopped off in shipping? What? Whose? Yeah, well, this is so interesting. My neighbor today said to Amos, "Are you glad your mommy's back from Spain?" And I was like, we did not tell Amos we went to Spain. Yes, I got a lot of exercise. From the beginning, my family loves to exercise. It's a sickness. And they're like, I'd be like, it's 3.8 miles. They're like, oh, we can walk there. I'm like, crazy? So finally, I just gave up. I was like, you know what? If you can't beat them, join them. I'm walking. So I walked. I got my tennis shoes on and I walked. So the problem with all this exercise is that you sweat a tremendous amount. Well, other people, they look very posh. They're walking around. They have on like trench coats and high collars, with lace. This is actually a fabric sheet. But I mean, they look good and they're not sweating. Meanwhile, I'm like, I need ice. I need water. I need ice cream. Where did Amos think I was? Oh, we got in a fight in the car on the way home last night about the difference in the couple were here or the couple was here. Russell started yelling at Big Thomas and I to stop fighting about plural and singular. I was like, we're not fighting. We're just discussing. Because the couple were from Detroit. That sounds funny to me. My whole life I've said the couple was from Detroit. Right? Amos is still awake, which is maybe a bad idea. What was I saying? I can't remember. Oh, well, I started walking, but I looked sweaty. I'm a sweat hog. Well, that's not, my hair is really, this is not going to be good. I saw this powder you can buy on Instagram where you lighten your roots. But I mean, my hair looked so good before I left. Does it grow this quick? This is not good. This is why I stopped coloring my hair for a while. But then it just looked like dingy dishwater. Where did Amos think you were? Well, Mary told him I was working. You consider under 4 miles walking distance. Yes, you do. Karen, I know you do. Yeah. 4 miles. Well, I did almost miss the ship. I got a little lost looking at all the cruise boats. And then my mother started calling me. And I was like, if she calls me one more time, I'm going to throw the freaking phone in the water. Well, couple can actually be singular or plural. Plural is plural. I looked it up on the Webster something. I know. I mean, I got all that exercise. Now, I just don't like to be hot. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Am I going to keep the exercise going? I brought my tennis shoes down here. I'm always like, should I even take running shoes with me to the beach? No, I wouldn't mind working out in a very cool gym. The couple were sitting by me. No, it's the couple was. Portugal. Wait, I was in Portugal? Yes, I was in Portugal. The water is very cold in those countries. Shockingly cold. It's interesting because here in North Carolina, the water gets warmer and warmer and warmer, right? And there, it don't get warm. No, it was so cold that I got lightheaded when I got in. And my hands went numb. What is that? Bump on my foot. Go early in the morning on the beach. I could. But I won't. And you know why? Well, one, I have a 10-year-old with autism that I live with. And I can't leave him alone. So that's one reason. And if I happen to have my other children around, so I could go, I guess, at like 6. But then it's not even summer if I'm doing that. And the second reason is my 16-year-old doesn't have his license yet. So he requires being driven around. And he really enjoys going to tennis at 8:30. So that means that we leave here by 8:15. And then I pick him back up at 10:30. And then he takes a shower. And then I take him to work. And then I pick him up from work. And so that's what I do. I just drive people around. Driving Miss Daisy. Only I'm Miss Daisy. My gosh, people are still talking about couples, singular, plural. What else? Oh, yeah, I've got one at Seagull. My daughter is 15, and no, she's not. She's 14. How did you find the ship? Well, I could see the ship when it was about to leave me, and I was running. And whenever I start running, so my mom and I yesterday were running in the airport. Your mother, would Amos sit in a jogging stroller? And now, Amos might not know a lot of things, but Amos has way too much pride to get in a stroller. I finally gave the thing away, which was hard to give away. But he said, no stroller? Now, if we went to Disney, he might want a stroller, but I ain't planning to go to Disney anytime soon, so we ain't going in a stroller. I can rent one. Can he ride a bike? And no. He can ride the buddy bike with me. Where is Russell working at? So we are down at the beach this summer. Yay, a new subscriber. Welcome, Rita. I hope I get some new subscribers. Because I went off to European vacation and I lost a bunch. Swimming pool isn't good for blonde colored hair. Ooh. Then this is not going to be good. Be grateful to driving your son around. I lost my son to fentanyl and I would give my soul. Oh, I know that's true, Leslie. Very good. It's always perspective, right? Very good perspective. Yes, I am thankful for all my chaos. I really am thankful for my chaos. I could do without the cooking. Like if Mr. Not Hannibal Lecter, who was the guy that was the butler? Mr. Q? Mr. somebody. Belvedere. I could use a Belvedere. I need to subscribe. He's purple shampoo. I have the purple shampoo. Well, I don't have purple shampoo right now, but I have Kevin Murphy. This is... Oh, so listen to this. So I see this article today. This is downright funny. I see this article today. That's not true. I didn't see it. Somebody sent it to me. Was it my husband? And it said, Mr. Beast is projected to finish the story. I can't even remember what story I was telling. Mr. Beast is going to make $700 million this year. Mr. Beast lives an hour from me. $700 million. If Adrienne made $700 million, she would fly in a jet. I just like to say that. But anyway, I said to my daughter, I'm funny. I should be able to do like 1/10 as well as Mr. Beast. That would be like 70 million. And drove me nuts. Y'all were never together on your trip. What? That's insane. What do you mean we were never together? Oh my God, how would you even know you're not a subscriber? We did big family subscriber like videos every night and you missed them. I mean, I can't listen to this mess. Not Mr. Bees, Mr. Beast, like Beauty and the Beast. So I said to Blair, she goes, you're a 50-year-old woman. No one's ever going to watch you. Your time has passed. It's over for you. Oh, yeah. Oh, he does all these wonderful things. He gives away money, on and on. But evidently, there's no hope for me. Though I did see today that George Santos has started a OnlyFans page. And it's $29.99 a month, which honestly, I sort of want to watch it. Yes, you're a subscriber, Deborah. Maybe what I could do is I could do OnlyFans and then I could show it on my page to my subscribers. George Santos, he's the only person on the planet that's been kicked out of the Senate or the Congress or whatever else he was. The ship has sailed. Yeah, that's what she said. I'm done. Mm-hmm. My husband has handled speeding tickets for Mr. Beast. That's actually not his name. Beast. I can't remember his name. Something else. weirdest emails about Benji Smith. Anyway, that's all I got, people. I'm just sitting here minding my own business. Yeah, our vacation was with my parents, my husband, and our 3 older children. And the best thing about a cruise for us is that everybody we do not stick. We're not like the tentacles of an octopus when we're on the thing. We had dinner together. So we were gone probably half the nights we had dinner together, maybe a little over half. But then we also, I think there's this pressure that I don't have anymore, that everybody has to do this and everybody has to do that. But Blair was just kidding. I mean, it was funny. And Jimmy Donaldson said Ann Dunlap. Maybe that's not who Thomas represented. I might be wrong. I saw some Spanish influencer who I was trying to flex. He was like doing all these videos, and he had on, let me show you what he had on. I don't have the right one, but I got one. The guy in the plane had on a visor upside down. I mean, wearing a visor upside down is a real commitment. So anyway, I was like, and he had this microphone on his shirt. And so I said, "Are you doing a video?" He was like, "Yes, on YouTube." And I was like, "Oh, this dork, he's got this hat on." I said, "Oh, how many followers do you have?" And the children are all like listening to me like a hawk. And he went, 36 million. I was like, that's a lot. I have 67,000. I mean, I could not believe it. But I will say, the whole time he was on the darn plane, he was videoing. I mean, he was working. Anyway, I mean, my children might as well have TT'd on themselves once I said that. They were dying laughing. "You tried to flex. I was like, I know. I mean, I totally got beat by my own game. They're always think I'm going to be embarrassed. I'm like, I'm not embarrassed. I'm totally willing to admit that I'm ridiculous. I mean, why shouldn't I? Where's Amos? Well, he's supposed to be falling asleep. He and I just went to Dairy Queen, and we brushed his teeth, and he's had his medicine, and he says he's sleeping in Sissy's bed. But he doesn't want her sleeping in it, but she's in it. What about the guy that was on the phone while your family was windsurfing? That guy was a little bit nuts. I need to talk about him. Yeah, we'll do that tomorrow. That guy's name was, what was his name? Abel. No, it was Cain. I knew it was one. Cain. He was crazy. Legit crazy. I was either he might have been something else, but when somebody, now talk about trying to flex. When someone tells you that they've done 500 jobs, you get suspicious, right? Or you ever go to a Facebook page and there's a list this long of this guy was I worked with children that had autism. I was a minister. I'm a biologist. I have a PhD. I started a broadcasting company called Broadbees, which is sort of good. I was like, you did all those things? That's kind of a lot of stuff to be an expert on, And now he lives in this tiny teensy tiny place. And when I say teensy tiny, I mean like there was one restaurant there. And I was like, what kind of beer do you have? They were like, we have a Heineken. And that's it. You look so much like your dad in the cruise photos. Well, I agree with you. And I don't know if that's a good thing, but it is what it is. So we were at the airport was the biggest cluster. Phyllis, I'm going to kick your ass. She said, sounds like my resume. My items on my resume at least go together. They're all in education. I'm not like, oh, I'm a chemist and I'm a, yoga instructor and I'm also a marathon runner. The airport was a club. We got to the airport and we're looking up at the sign. This is like a whole nother story. And we're looking up. It's too long of a story. Our flight was canceled and we had no idea until we got to the airport. And then dragging my parents and family through the airport, it was like I had a bunch of orangutans that had rabies and like some Valium mixed up together. And then they would like come after you. Like I'd be like, we're going over here. My dad would be like, that's not the way to go. Like he like lives in Lisbon. And I was always right. I just cannot. It's too much. It's too much. It was ridiculous. And there's a reason they don't let you have guns at airports. It's because they know those people would be at risk. It's a problem. I was standing there at the Air Portugal counter and I said, how many Air Portugal employees does it take to screw in a light bulb? And I said, it doesn't seem like 6 is enough. You were like, is Candid camera in here? This is insane. We were trying to get boarding passes. You get your boarding pass, you take it up here, and then they scan it, and they would be like, instead of green, it went, and they'd be like, yeah, no, it doesn't work. Mm-mm. You got to, I don't know what's wrong with their printer. So then you would haul ass back from security back down to Air Portugal. And then they would act like you were like, had Munchausen by proxy about the boarding pass. Like you really wanted the boarding pass to not work. They told you to put your shoes back on. People in Europe have a real problem with barefootedness. And I don't know why they're like, you're going to step on something. I'm like, why do you care? Just mind your own business. Toots. Yeah, no, I'm going to go through a play-by-play of that Air Portugal thing. That was, and then I got on the plane and they're like, hello. I was like, oh no, you're not going to talk to me like that. No. And then we got off the plane. They were like, we look forward to seeing you fly again. I said, I'm not flying on this airline. No way, Jose. No. So then they passed me and half our luggage has not been checked to Raleigh. It's just like stops in Newark. Now I might not get the Europeans, but I get Americans. I'm in Newark and the guy's like, this suitcase going to New Jersey. I said, well, it's supposed to go to Raleigh. He said, well, it ain't. And see, I get that. And I was like, I hate Air Portugal. He goes, I hear you. And then you know who walks by? I'm sitting on a suitcase. The Air Portugal team. I said, I see y'all coming over here. Look at all my luggage. Just going to New Jersey. Even my mother was losing her mind. My mother doesn't lose her mind. My mother started yelling at a policeman. We were in line waiting. We had gotten the boarding pass after 100 times. And this policeman standing there, and she said, I mean, this is a real problem we have with Air Portugal. What are we going to do? I mean, if this thing doesn't work, and he was like, wait, what are you talking about? I said, Mom, that's a police officer. Like, this would be like if you were in Belt Tyler buying a shirt and the security tag starts going off and you see a fireman and you're like, this security tag is a real problem for me. Oh, and then we were cutting. So the security line, this is like a game that people play at the airport. I think they do this at security. They're like, we're bored. So let's try to see how many loops we can make people walk, right? For fun. So basically it's like a maze, right? But it actually never ends. So you're doing this like, nee, nee, nee. And I was like, screw this. And I just started cutting, cut. There was hardly anybody in the line. It wasn't like I was like pushing my way through. And my mother is following me. And all of a sudden from like 50 feet away, you hear this, no, you cheat. Go back. I was like, we're not going back because we are going to miss our flight. I don't care. My mom goes, well, you should care. My mother had on a blazer because she's watched too much Top Gun. Yeah, I mean, he was yelling at us and I was yelling right back at him. Damn it. This is why I stay home. Oh my God. I mean, my parents, they might never make it. Not only that, I paid for Clear on this trip. You know, Clear, it's the group in the airport that you like want to hate when you're there because you're waiting in line doing what you're supposed to do. And then there are these people and there's a company in the airport. Basically, they pay to break in line in front of you. I'm one of them. Yep. I'm a Clear member. Yes, sirree, Bobby. I sure am. Oh, dying. Oh, my God. Amos on this trip. It not have been good. Okay, I've got to go to bed. If you need fun this summer, you found the right place. Come be a subscriber. Subscribers, we're going to have coffee chat in the morning around 8:30 or 9. Carry on. Oh, I have global entry. Don't you worry. But global entry don't help you. That only helps you through customs. We're talking about when you get to the airport to go through security. I got global entry. I got pre-check. And now I have Clear. How much is it? I have no idea. I had a credit card. Maybe $100. You should have used your debutante voice. I don't know why you're yelling at me, but I have got to get on this plane. All my Louis Vuitton luggage is on there, and it might get stolen. My mother walked around being like, my jewelry's in that suitcase, and they said I've got to put it under the plane. And what if they forget it? And her name is not on it. And then my dad saying, I told her not to bring all that jewelry. That's insane. I don't know why nobody listens to me. Carry on, mofos.